What's up, guys? Anton here, coming to you for the first time in about a month. I apologize about that, but coming to you from out in Asia. I'm actually out in Vietnam right now. Been here for about 3 weeks, I think, and here for a while longer, considerably a longest trip I've taken in quite some time since COVID, actually. And for the past few weeks since I've been out here again, I've just been busy, spending my days actually getting a lot of work done, but really going out and enjoying the city that I love so much. By the way, the city currently I'm in right now is Saigon. For those of you that don't know, I actually lived out here for, I think it was about 4 years almost. This is where I actually met my wife back when I used to live here. This is where I had set up the first ever dropship lifestyle office. We took over an abandoned coffee shop and made that our office, rented the thing out. It was amazing. And just have a lot of great memories here. A lot of awesome people that I met, both people that are local and people like me that work online and that can live anywhere in the world that chose to make Saigon their home. So again, for these past few weeks, I've kind of been out just reconnecting with the city, right? Trying to visit places that I have great memories of and also checking out new places because the city, things change fast and they change fast in a good way. I mean, some streets that I'm very familiar with just look like totally different places. And that's one of the things that made me want to just turn on the camera really quickly that's been sitting in my closet since I got here to talk about what this city kind of does for me and what it did for me back in the day and what it's doing for me now again that I'm out here. Also, if anyone is watching this or listening to this and you're in Asia, specifically Vietnam, again, right now I'm in Saigon. I'm going to be in Phu Quoc in a few days. We're having a dropship lifestyle mastermind in Da Nang, actually in Hoi An, about 30 minutes away from Da Nang, coming up early July. And I'm going to be back in Saigon after that. So definitely making the most out of my time here. So if you're around, feel free to send me a message, Instagram DM, email me, Anton@dropshiplifestyle.com. Let me know, and possibly we can meet up somewhere around here. But with that being said, again, the reason that I actually wanted to record something today, it's not about drop shipping, not a new technique that I want to share or anything like that. It's more of just a message of what specifically this city does for me, also what Chiang Mai in Thailand did for me when I lived there, and something that I would encourage many of you, possibly you right now listening or watching this, to do yourself. So right now, right, the state that I'm in with my businesses, many of them are over 10 years old, and they're businesses that I continue to grow, but they're in this stage really where things are being maintained. Of course, we are pushing forward, but things are, pretty much figured out. Now, do I think everything is perfect? Is there room for improvement? Of course, nothing's perfect. Of course, we can always do better, and those are things that we work towards. But typically, where I've found myself since I've been back in the States, which it's coming up like 7 years or so since I moved back. It's in a state where things are really, they're growing slow and the changes aren't any major changes. There are small tweaks, which, there's merit to that. Things don't need to be totally re-overhauled all the time. But what I find myself thinking since I've been out here and since I've been experiencing this life again, right, this busy life in Saigon, is I've been having a lot of ideas that really are, they're much bigger changes. They're much bigger ideas. They're much more inspiring to me. And not only am I having them, but I'm actually spending some of my times during the days here executing on them. Now, this is something that I really I realized, or something that happened to me when I first visited Thailand, going back, I think it was 2012 when I first went to Chiang Mai, northern Thailand. And it was this huge shock to my brain, a huge culture shift, surrounded by a much younger population. Thailand, and definitely here in Saigon, the average age is much younger than at least, cities that I am used to in the States, cities where I live in the States. And what you see out here is younger people that have big ideas, younger people that are hustling. And is the hustle building drop shipping stores? No. That's why, again, this isn't about drop shipping specifically, but the hustle for many of these people is being outside at 5 a.m., right? Trying to set up a shop on the corner to make some money. The hustle is building businesses that do things that we don't do in the States because they might be cost prohibitive, right? So you see bigger ideas here that might cost people more money, being relative because here things are cheaper, but people are able to do things here that in the States, many people aren't attempting. People see things differently because the opportunity is different. Now, do I think there's more opportunity to build a much bigger business in the States? Absolutely. Even when I had the office set up here, we were still growing the businesses primarily in the States, but the way of thinking out here can unlock ideas in our heads, at least it did for me, when things might seem stale for a while or when things just seem repetitive for a while. So The reason I want to share that with you is because when I first came out to Asia, right, originally, again, back in 2012, I already had built multi-million dollar businesses, but within a few years, I had grown a lot of them and even I had some new ideas that I built that turned into million dollar businesses. And a big part of that for me was, again, unlocking a part of my brain, either just by the location shift, which that alone will change the way you think, but I think it's not just a location shift. I think it's where that location is and what is around you. So Saigon is, again, it's a hustling, bustling city of young people that are literally, right now, if I look out of my balcony, I'm on, I'm up in the building. I could just see people everywhere that are out there and hustling. And when I go for a walk and get a cafe Suda and walk around for a few miles, just ideas come to me and I'm inspired by what I see here. So this is really what I wanted to share. This is something that, is happening to me now. Again, I'm 38 years old, been building businesses for well over a decade, and I'm still getting this motivation from this city. I'm still drawing this in and putting it into practice. If you are listening to this right now, or you are watching this and you want to build a business, or you're in early stages of building one for yourself, and you feel stuck or stagnant, and you want something that will help you break through, instead of just thinking of one more tactic and one more little thing you could do, my advice is, if at all possible, book yourself a ticket, get a one-way ticket, go to Thailand. My advice would be Chiang Mai. Come to Saigon in Vietnam. Find yourself a place to rent. They're not that expensive. Your daily cost of living is very low, and you're going to be surrounded by this energy that, if you give it a month, will change the way you think. Okay, again, this happened to me. It's happening to me again now, and it's happened to many people that have come out to Asia for dropship lifestyle retreats. Their lives have been totally changed when they immerse themselves in this culture, and when their brain shifts the way of thinking from these small, mundane, routine things to these new ideas that, again, are triggered by being in a different location. But I really think a location specifically like this can give you something that you wouldn't get just by deciding, I'm going to start a business or I'm going to grow my business. If you can commit to 1 month in a location like this, maybe you'll do what I did when I first came out, which was change that to a year, which quickly turned into another 4 years after I came back from the States and got rid of all my stuff there. So that's it, guys. Again, no tactical information here, but I just wanted to share the excitement I have for building what we have, growing things even bigger, doing things drastically different with some businesses, and even some new business ideas I have that, who knows, we'll see what happens over the next year or so. Maybe you'll hear me talk about, but I don't want this energy just for me. I don't want these new ideas and this, rejuvenation just for me. I want it for you too. So my advice, if you can, come to Asia. If you have any questions about, where to go or how to connect with other people with similar businesses, anything at all, if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment below. Or if you're listening to this on my podcast feed, feel free to send me an email, Anton@dropshiplifestyle.com, and I'd be happy to point you in the right direction, just like some people did for me back in 2012 when I first came out here, because it was a major turning point in my life. And just being here again now for the couple months we're going to be here, it feels like another major turning point. So wanted to share that excitement, wanted to hopefully pass it to you so you could do something with it. And that's it, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I'll try to check back in sooner rather than later. Maybe when we're at the beach in a week or so, I'll share some new things I'm learning and doing. All right. See you, everybody.